Greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your Mars in Virgo reading. Mars is out of a fixed sign and things are changing. They're moving really fast. And there's a lot of work to do. But in your case, it's all incredible progress, the Wheel of Fortune. You have Mars in your 11th house of wishes and dreams. And Mars is invigorating. It is giving you so much energy to bring those dreams of yours, those visions into fruition. And then on top of that, Mercury enters Leo today on, I think it's June 26th, bringing you some really solid confidence as you take on these desires. You may have felt like there was a lot to learn. Gemini season may have seemed like a period where you were being kept in the dark. But now Mercury, the ruling planet for this Gemini energy, gives you this break, this really solid break where you feel like, okay, I can stop reaching, I can stop consuming at the level that I've been. I understand, I know what to do. Sometimes you're just in a state or a place of learning, experimenting, trial, and you've got to accept that that's the position that you're in. But now that Mercury shifts out of Cancer and into Leo, you've got the magic, the magician. You learned what you needed to, and you can create so much, solve a lot. The magician, at first, my thought was, oh, you can reinvent yourself. But this isn't a reinvention. This is, right, like reinvention is so much. That's that transformation energy. This isn't a reinvention. This is an embodiment, a very confident embodiment of the things that you probably find yourself in or committed to already, instead of this wavering of confidence, super high belief in yourself, and then feeling like you're at the bottom of the barrel trying to find your way through. You had that journey with Mercury, a difficult but nurturing journey, and now you've seen what you've needed to in your relational life, your professional life, your personal life, yourself, and you know how to maneuver. The Nine of Wands. And what is it that you need to maneuver? Well, that death energy, for one. It is painful, whatever real or metaphorical, death energy that's been living inside of you. This doesn't have to be something recent, even. It could be experiences that have colored your life, much of it, So seeing how that energy colors your personality, it frames how you interact with the world, is super helpful, because instead of letting that be your whole energy, your whole vibe, and you suck people under every time you connect with them, which is what Scorpio energy can do. Instead of sucking people under, I love the way that Mercury now and Mars in Virgo and Mercury in Leo say you can see these parts of yourself. You can be aware of the hurts from childhood, the recent hurts that really hurt. You can be aware of them. You can even feel them in moments. You can be shocked by when they pop up and you realize what really happened, or what this person was really doing, or what they were really thinking. You can see all of that now, and not pour that into your environment, not pour that into your daily life or your daily relationships. You're able to, it's like this scorpion serum, used when necessary, um, and, poured out slowly in situations to ensure, regardless of what's going on in your life, you are still the Empress, the Three of Pentacles. Things continue to move in a fruitful way for you. And, you have that fruitful life. You always, for the most part, have that fruitful life. But the way that you haven't been able to kind of filter out these betrayals, these heartbreaks, these losses, it just kind of lives on your body, on your person. That has affected your life. It's affected the way that you interact. It's even become a part of the way that you interact with the world around you, a fundamental part of it. And that's what Mars here now is saying. Yeah, no, it's not getting you anywhere, really. It's an acknowledgement of the pain, and you need to do that, but you also need to walk away from it. You also need to have these abundant moments that you're actually really happy about and experience life in an abundant way. Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to walk away from what is really a pattern for you? Walking away from something comfortable, really running away, Mars, from something comfortable to get to this thing that you've been building. You didn't build this thing so that it could be unhappy and stressed and toxic. You built it so that it can, be how you envisioned it in your mind. And this energy very much so wants you to have that experience, but you have to stretch. You have to change. Mars and Virgo energy. Let's talk about Virgo. And then we'll talk about love and a little bit about money. Let's talk about Virgo. Let's talk about their approach, right? Their instinctual approach. Mars, instinct in Virgo. How does Virgo navigate their instinct? What are we all being pushed instinctively to do as we all navigate Mars, hanging out in the energy, the personality, the vibe of Virgo, the philosophy? Virgos can see and feel the deception in the world around them. And it's not that they don't get caught up in vulnerable moments of passion or, really trusting someone that hurts them, or, expecting people to really be there. They do have those moments, and it's not bad to do any of those things. But what Virgos experience in their lifetime is kind of this shadow of illusion that absolutely lives within them, of course, but in their relationship to the outside world, their relationship to people and, really essential people in their life, even, they feel the shadow, they feel the negativity, they feel the way that people aren't perfect. And when I say aren't perfect, I don't just mean like, oh, they didn't do this perfectly. Like, they do things that to Virgo, it feels like this is just what you do. This is the right way. This is the considerate way to go about things. And what Virgos experience is people not doing that, not doing that for them, and then them working double time to do that for other people, and people not doing that to them. Okay, so what you and everyone is being taught instinctively while Mars is in Virgo is how to be in the world, be in your world, but not of the world. I'm sure you've heard that saying. You're in the world, but not of the world. And that applies in the sense that, and sorry, I don't mean to be so philosophical, but I really think that how you think about this is really what helps you change, what helps you stretch and, really take space away. Um, Being in the world, knowing the conversations, knowing what's going on, knowing what's happening, knowing what people expect of you, doing what people expect of you, people doing what you expect them to do. But because you know foundationally that people will disappoint you, people will fail you, people will, not that we want that, but that, yeah, they will. Virgo is really good at staying really independent as they navigate this world. They're very much so in it, even a part of it, an essential part of it. But at the same time, they're independent of it. And that independence gives them this ability to not be drowned out by the failures of other people in your life, you know? And yeah, a lot of this is about people and the ways that they don't meet your expectations in moments and how that affects you emotionally. It really affects you emotionally. But it's a little bit more than just people failing you. I think it's even deeper for you, Scorpio. Like it could feel like life failing you, like this physical life that you wanted to be so perfect and your heart was so set on it and you're like, this is what I should have, this is how things should be. And the destruction of Pluto, of you know removing things from your life with no warning, it's just like a freaking tsunami, and half of the your hometown is gone or whatever. Like, I don't mean to be so catastrophic and disastrous, but like emotionally, like these are things that you've been going through in cycles in your life from the beginning of your life. And it's like you can get the sense of like, wow, like life is failing me. Like not just people are failing me, but life is failing me. And sure, everybody feels this on different levels and scales, but for you, like this is a deeply emotional loss. It's a painful sting that you feel in these moments. It's not, it doesn't hit people in the same way that it hits you. These things really kind of take you to the depths of your heart versus it just being like, oh, like, it's not that you can't have compassion, but like things really hurt your feelings to such a deep level here. And so this Ace of Cups, it feels like, sure, this is coming from other people, it's coming from lovers, it's coming from friends and family, and it means a ton. It means an incredible amount for people to you know try with this Virgo energy. People are imperfect, but they are trying. Some people will never be enough for a Virgo personality, but that doesn't mean that they're not doing their best or putting in the effort to show up. And Virgos care about that. They receive that. They help you even if you're not the perfect concoction of what they feel they need on the other side of an equation. And they might remind you of that as well, but they do love you. They do appreciate you. They appreciate everybody. They appreciate everybody. So, but as much as you're receiving this love from partners, business partners, friends, family, there's still this longing, that could um make you feel alone, even though you have all of this love present in your life, all of this love pretty aggressively pursuing you, you know aggressively. it's it's here to stay. It's It's abundant, it's fun, it's romantic, it's, I don't want to say perfect because like that's just such a cliche word to use, but it's, I mean, these are some of the happiest cards in the tarot deck. So children, right? Like blissful moments, new home, or reasons to really, really celebrate accomplishments here together. Things you've accomplished together, even if it's in a short period of time. So what is it? Okay, so the love, the people, everybody's here. Everybody's here to pour into you, Scorpio. Everybody wants in, but why do you still feel the Eight of Swords? Why do you feel stuck, isolated, and swimming in this pit of energy? It's because as perfect as things can get, externally, emotionally, within your connections, I think what you're finding now, yeah, Mars in Virgo, as perfect as things can get in your own life as you pursue your things, this pit of emotional dependency is something that it's time to address, and it's time to address in a real way. Virgo wants to eradicate things. It's going to bleach the situation so that that stain or whatever can never come back. It's a different kind of purification and detoxing. It's a thorough purge. It's a restructuring, reorganizing. And for you, yeah, this is your actions. This is the way that you navigate things that you want in your life. And will it be filled with fire and passion and excitement and just vibes on vibes on vibes? Or will it be filled with, you never actually touching or having that thing because you just are unhappy, you know, within, within. You are unable to detach from the relationships in your life and the way that their natural instinct to navigate their own life can destabilize you. But it's so hard because you have that dependency on people to really be that physical, point for you. And when they're not, everything is just up in the air. That's what Mars and Virgo wants you to help yourself with. Help yourself and get the help. Get help from um, really anyone. Everyone can give you tips during this time that help you find this independent strength. You can observe people, you can just listen to them, or they can tell you directly what tips they have. You can also, instead of pushing people to give you what you want, you could tell them that you need their help. You can tell them, you can be vulnerable with them. You can, instead of, forcing them into that physical box that you need them to be in, you can tell them that you feel like there's nothing to grab onto and you're drowning. Mm-hmm. I think that'll go over better than trying to like whip them into shape. You know what I mean? Yo, the sun actually rose during this reading. That is crazy. Let's talk about love a little bit more specifically because I I think that you're more concerned with having someone that feels like they're really for you than like the full blown romance of things. Like I think you just want someone who like is really for you, and I think you're much more concerned with what you're working to achieve than kind of being this romantic figure, even though you can give people what they want. I think that even if they don't know, that whatever it is that they're trying to curate for the moment, like what lasts long term. You know what intimacy really is. And right now you may feel like, because you have to pay attention to your community and you have to give your community what they want in order for things to move, you're having to kind of meet these unsustainable desires. And the moon is like, don't worry, don't worry. Whatever this person or these people think that they're trying to curate within your relationship, it's not that they shouldn't try to curate, it's not that you shouldn't try to talk it out, but what is sustaining, what lasts. You've seen it, you've become it, and you're aware, you're grounded in the fact that like the truth is going to come out about that, and it's not that you don't want to try and you don't want to be egotistical. It's just when it gets to the heat of life and long-term partnership, there's just this instinctual connection that you have to love, to the undercurrents of what it takes to sustain love. It's not just about sensuality, and that's what people are trying to get you to meet their sensual desires. And again, they will be running uphill chasing this forever while you are just enjoying your life, because you're not living by that. You're living by this the sexiness of life and of a relationship is not just found in someone else's sensuality. It's found in the deep stability that you're able to create between you and this person. That is the sexiest way to have a relationship to you. And in those moments will be some pleasurable interactions, conversations, and things. It will be intimate, but there's some confusion in how things should come together. And Mercury in Leo, in this fire energy, it's going to bring that truth out. So don't try to force it out. Don't try to rush it out. Don't try to dominate it out. Just let it come out. Just let it come out. Money quickly. Same thing applies in money. There are people who will shock you in the way that they navigate financial dealings with you. but you've got to remain independent, and you've got to expect them to put themselves first. You've got to expect them to, think about the job that they are here to do. And if that has really anything to do with how you feel, like, are they responsible to how you feel at all? Oh, this is literally your money reading right now. This is your money reading, because people aren't responsible for how you feel, you know? And giving them that level of responsibility over your experience is not working. It's not working for you. So, because they'll forever, again, disappoint, then you have to come back to this independent space over and over again. So it's much easier to, what Mars and Virgo is saying, step into this independent journey of what you're looking to achieve, and you don't have to tear down anybody in the process. But if you can pull back from really looking for people to serve up what you need, and instead work towards what is needed, Virgo is very pure in that way. It makes me think of the way that Beyonce in one of her videos was criticizing the lighting, for the crew that were, as they were preparing for, it seemed like, an upcoming performance. She was criticizing the way that they did the lighting, and it was really like something that needed to be done to get to the result. So you don't have to run around criticizing anybody or telling anybody that you're doing anything wrong. And if you can even maneuver those types of situations with sweetness, like that, that's honestly really going to help right now. But it's the energy behind her impulse and her instinct to say, without hesitation, this is what's needed, this is what needs to be done next. Where are we with this? What's, it's this energy that you can now push towards progress, versus being dependent on people to show up for you in the way that makes you feel good. Don't worry about feeling good, as long as you're doing the work and you're in tune with how things need to move. And hey, and if you're prepared enough, you can also be in tune with how things need to move, how you would like for things to move. And instead of putting it on and kind of emotionally drawing people to this, want of yours, you can actually turn it into an absolute. That's the level of strength that you have right now, because people know what you're deserving of, but they're not going to run up to like give it to you. You've got to be clear, and very persuasive, even, demanding in a way that's not like, doesn't have to be, again, a criticism, but it's like, this is a no-brainer kind of energy, you know? So in your work, disconnecting from that emotional dependency and really leaning into that instinct to drive things the way that you want and need them to be, without, expecting people to want it also to go that way. No, this is just what needs to be done now. It's really good for you in your work. It's a really good reset for you, and it feels like you're stepping back. Here we are. Here you go. Reborn, back into the world, reborn. Stay there. Don't lean back at all. Don't lean back, because this is a balancing out that is very needed. And also, you have support, and also you want to stay in tune with what's fair and what other people need as well. So it's a really delicate dance, because like, Virgo's not necessarily selfish, but they are going to put themselves first, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's a level of consideration that it then offers the world, because it knows that it needs to remain balanced and in line with karma, and what is the energy that it's given, it also needs to return. So that's the, you know, the awareness. Okay, so all in all, Mars in Virgo gives you what you want, shows you how to get what you want, shows you how to build on top of what you have. And it's sweet. And it's important to be happy about it and be vulnerable when life puts you in a place where you really just need something, someone. I'll see you in your next transit reading. In the meantime, you can schedule private and birth chart readings with me through the link in my description. Bye, Scorpio.